In the shadows of a dimly lit parking garage, a fragile life clung to hope. Swollen and weak, the stray cat's eyes pleaded silently for help. As passers-by averted their gaze, one woman's heart stirred. Would she be the lifeline this desperate creature needed? Or would time run out for both mother and unborn kittens? In the dim light of an underground parking lot, a fragile silhouette slipped between the cars, barely visible in the weak illumination. This was a stray cat that some locals had spotted in recent weeks. Her belly seemed to swell day by day, attracting curious glances from those who observed her. People wondered, was she pregnant or was it something else, something far more worrying? She wandered alone, searching for food among the leftovers discarded by passers-by. Her coat, once probably silky, was now dull and tangled, her eyes betraying deep exhaustion. Those who saw her felt pity, but no one stopped to help. Until the day a woman named Isabel decided to take matters into her own hands. Isabel had noticed the cat several times while returning from work. Each time she told herself she would do something for her tomorrow. But that tomorrow repeated day after day, while the cat grew larger to the point where Isabel wondered if she might explode. Finally, one evening after a long day at work, she saw her again, motionless under a car, with an empty gaze. This image shook her, and she knew she could no longer wait. Gently kneeling near the cat, Isabel extended her hand in a soothing gesture. Against all expectations, the cat didn't move or try to flee. Perhaps she was too tired, or maybe she understood that Isabel meant her no harm. "Come here, beautiful," she whispered, sliding her hand under the animal's fragile body. She lifted her carefully and placed her in an old box she had found in her car's trunk. The next day, Isabel took the cat to the nearest veterinarian. She was nervous, not knowing what the doctor would say. The cat remained calm, as if understanding that something important was about to happen. When the vet examined her, he frowned, concerned. "A pregnant cat's belly shouldn't be this large," he said gravely. Isabel felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. This wasn't good news. After some tests, the vet returned with a perplexed look. "There's something very unusual here. I can't say exactly what it is yet, but it's not a simple pregnancy. We need to do an ultrasound to learn more." Isabel nodded, worried about the cat's future. Was it a serious illness? A problem that had already condemned her? The ultrasound revealed something troubling. Although the cat was indeed pregnant, her belly also contained a huge mass that occupied almost all the space. The vet explained that it could be a tumor or a severe infection, but it was impossible to know without operating. "There's a risk to her life," he said softly. "But if we do nothing, she won't survive the birth." Isabel felt her heart tighten. She knew she had to make a difficult decision. If Luna's journey touched your heart, don't miss out on more inspiring animal rescues. Subscribe now and be part of these incredible stories of hope and transformation. Your support helps us continue saving lives, one paw at a time. Join our community of animal lovers today. That evening back at home, Isabel thought long and hard. She felt responsible for the little cat, even though she had only met her a few days ago. How could she abandon her now, when she was so close to a fatal outcome? She decided to follow the vet's recommendations and schedule the operation. On the day of the intervention, Isabel was nervous. She waited for hours in the waiting room, her heart pounding, wondering if the cat would survive this ordeal. The minutes ticked by slowly, each second feeling like an eternity. Finally, the vet emerged from the operating room. His face was grave, but there was a glimmer of hope in his eyes. The vet approached Isabel slowly, his gaze both serious and gentle. "The operation went well," he said, immediately relieving the tension weighing on her shoulders. However, his tone wasn't entirely reassuring. "We managed to remove the mass, but it was much larger than expected. There were signs of infection, and the cat's condition is still critical. The kittens, however, are alive and healthy, but they are extremely fragile." Isabel felt her heart grow heavy thinking about the cat who had just been through such a difficult ordeal. She had made the right decision, but the battle wasn't over yet. The vet explained that they would need to monitor the cat very closely in the coming days. There was no guarantee she would survive the infection, and her ability to care for her kittens remained uncertain. Yet, Isabel refused to lose hope. She knew she had to fight alongside her, just as this little creature had fought for her life in the shadows of the parking lot. The next morning, Isabel returned to the clinic. She entered the room where the cat lay, still groggy from the anesthesia, surrounded by her kittens who, against all odds, seemed to be clinging to life with surprising strength. Isabel stayed by her side for hours, gently stroking her, whispering soothing words. It was as if she was trying to transfer some of her own energy to this exhausted mother. Every gesture, every look was filled with deep compassion. The following days were difficult. The cat showed signs of weakness, and Isabel feared the worst. She visited the clinic twice a day, hoping each time to see an improvement. The veterinarians were doing everything they could, administering antibiotics and closely monitoring the kittens. Yet, every night, Isabel went to sleep, fearing she would receive a call telling her the cat hadn't survived. One morning, as she entered the clinic as usual, Isabel noticed a change. The cat, who had been so weak, finally seemed to be showing signs of recovery. She lifted her head for the first time since the operation, looking at Isabel with eyes full of gratitude. It was a fleeting moment, but it meant so much. The vet confirmed what she had already understood in that look. She's still very weak, but she'll pull through. Isabel felt an immeasurable relief flood through her entire being. It was as if an enormous weight had been lifted. She knew the road ahead would still be long, but this small gesture, this slight spark in the cat's eyes showed her that all was not lost. In the days that followed, the cat regained strength, slowly but surely. Her kittens were growing too, nourished by the clinic, and soon the mother was strong enough to feed them herself. Weeks passed and Isabel continued to visit the cat, ensuring that each step of her recovery went well. She affectionately called her Luna, a name she found soothing, like the soft moonlight illuminating the darkness in which this cat had lived for so long. Luna, once lost and invisible to everyone's eyes, was finally beginning to recover. Her fur, once dull and dirty, gradually regained its luster. The kittens too were becoming more vigorous, playing with each other and exploring their new environment. One day, as Isabel was preparing to leave the clinic after a visit, the vet stopped her. "Luna is ready to go home," he said with a smile. Isabel, moved, realized she had been waiting for this moment eagerly, without even being fully aware of it. She had always known deep down that she couldn't let Luna return to the streets. She had saved her once, and now she had to offer her a real home. The journey home was peaceful. Luna, comfortably settled in the carrier, remained calm. Her kittens, sleeping close to her, seemed perfectly healthy. Isabel found herself smiling throughout the trip, feeling a warmth she hadn't experienced in a long time. She had not only saved a life but created a deep bond with a being who once seemed to have lost all hope. Upon arriving at her home, Luna and her kittens were welcomed with all the comfort Isabel could offer. She had prepared a cozy corner with blankets, food, and everything necessary for them to feel safe. Luna, although still wary at times, quickly adapted to her new environment. It didn't take long for her kittens to grow and be ready to find loving families of their own. Isabel knew she could never part with Luna. Their story had been marked by trials, but also by victories. Luna, the stray cat who was once just a shadow in an underground parking lot, was now a precious companion, and Isabel rejoiced in being able to offer her the life she deserved. As the weeks passed, Luna's personality began to blossom. Once timid and withdrawn, she now greeted Isabel at the door each evening, her tail held high and her eyes bright with affection. The transformation was remarkable, a testament to the power of love and care. Isabel marveled at how quickly Luna had gone from a frightened, sickly stray to a confident, healthy house cat. Meanwhile, the kittens grew stronger every day, their playful antics filling Isabel's home with joy and laughter. She knew she couldn't keep them all, but she was determined to find them the best possible homes. She reached out to friends, family, and even created an online post sharing Luna's inspiring story and the kittens' need for loving families. The response was overwhelming. People from all over the city were touched by Luna's journey and eager to provide homes for her kittens. Isabel carefully screened each potential adopter, ensuring they understood the responsibility of pet ownership and were committed to providing a forever home. One by one, the kittens found their new families. It was bittersweet for Isabel to see them go. but she knew they were heading to loving homes where they would be cherished. Luna seemed to understand, watching calmly as each of her babies left, perhaps sensing that they were moving on to better lives. With the kittens rehomed, Isabel and Luna settled into a new routine. Isabel found herself looking forward to coming home each day, knowing Luna would be there to greet her. The once empty apartment now felt warm and alive, filled with the soft purrs and gentle presence of her feline companion. Inspired by her experience with Luna, Isabel began volunteering at a local animal shelter. She wanted to help other animals in need, to give them the same chance at happiness that she had given Luna. Her weekends were now filled with caring for homeless pets, sharing Luna's story with potential adopters, and advocating for responsible pet ownership. Luna, too, seemed to have found a new purpose. She became Isabel's constant companion, offering comfort after long days and bringing joy with her playful antics. It was as if she knew she had been given a second chance at life and was determined to make the most of it. One evening, as Isabel sat on the couch reading a book, Luna curled up beside her, purring contentedly. Isabel looked down at her furry friend, marveling at how far they had come. She remembered the frightened, sickly cat she had found in the parking lot and compared her to the healthy, happy feline now dozing peacefully beside her. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Months passed and Luna continued to thrive. Her coat, once matted and dull, now shone with health, soft and silky to the touch. Her eyes, once clouded with fear and illness, now sparkled with life and curiosity. She had become not just a pet but a true friend and companion to Isabel. Isabel's life, too, had changed dramatically. Her experience with Luna had awakened a passion for animal welfare that she never knew she had. She found herself becoming more involved in local animal rescue efforts, using her skills as a graphic designer to create eye-catching posters and social media campaigns for the shelter. Her efforts didn't go unnoticed. The shelter saw a significant increase in adoptions and donations, largely due to Isabel's creative and heartfelt campaigns. She often featured Luna in these campaigns, using their story to inspire others to adopt and care for animals in need. One day, Isabel received a call from the shelter. They had a special case, a pregnant cat found in similar circumstances to Luna. Without hesitation, Isabel offered to foster the cat, drawing on her experience with Luna to provide the care and support the new mother-to-be needed. As she prepared the spare room for her new foster, Isabel glanced at Luna, who watched her curiously from the doorway. She couldn't help but smile, remembering how far they had come. Luna seemed to understand, padding over to rub against Isabel's legs in a show of support. The new cat, whom Isabel named Stella, gave birth to a healthy litter of kittens just a week after arriving. To Isabel's surprise, Luna took an immediate interest in the new family. She would often be found curled up next to Stella's bed as if offering comfort and companionship to the new mother. This unexpected development touched Isabel deeply. It was as if Luna, remembering her own ordeal, wanted to ensure that Stella and her kittens received the same love and care that she had. The two cats formed an unlikely friendship, with Luna often helping to groom and watch over the kittens when Stella needed a break. Isabel's home had become a haven for cats in need, a place of healing and new beginnings. She found herself falling more in love with this new life every day, grateful for the twist of fate that had led her to Luna that fateful night in the parking lot. As Stella's kittens grew and were eventually adopted, Isabel reflected on the journey that had brought her to this point. What had started as a simple act of kindness had blossomed into a life-changing experience, not just for Luna, but for herself as well. She thought about all the lives that had been touched, the families who had adopted Luna's kittens, the shelter animals who had found homes through her campaigns, and now Stella and her litter. It was a ripple effect of compassion, all stemming from that one decision to help a stray cat in need. Isabel realized that her life had found a new purpose. She was no longer just going through the motions, living day to day without much thought for the future. Now, she woke up each morning excited about the possibilities, eager to see what new challenges and joys the day might bring. Luna, sensing Isabel's reflective mood, jumped onto her lap, purring loudly. Isabel stroked her soft fur, marveling at the bond they shared. "You know, Luna," she said softly, "I thought I was saving you that night, but in reality you saved me too." As if in response, Luna looked up at her with those bright, intelligent eyes, full of love and trust. In that moment, Isabel knew that no matter what challenges life might bring, she and Luna would face them together. Isabel hugged Luna close, grateful for the unexpected turn her life had taken. She knew that there would be more cats to save, more lives to touch, and more love to give. And with Luna by her side, she was ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. If Luna's journey touched your heart, don't miss out on more inspiring animal rescues. Subscribe now and be part of these incredible stories of hope and transformation. Your support helps us continue saving lives, one paw at a time. Join our community of animal lovers today. Jean-Marc, a retired baker in a small town in southern France, led a peaceful life, strolling through the park and occasionally sharing a bit of food with the stray dogs that wandered by. One dog, friendlier than the others, had taken to greeting him every day. But one afternoon, the unexpected happened. After running off, she returned with something in her mouth, and what Jean-Marc saw left him speechless.